Hello dear friends. In my previous video we discussed about different types of learners. In this video we are going to discuss about different sort of activities for different types of learners. For all the four types of learners, the visual learner, the auditory learners, kinesthetic learners, and a read or write type of learners. Okay, talking about the activities for visual learners. Before that, we have already discussed in my previous video that who are visual learners. Visual learners are the people or the learners who prefer learning by seeing something, and they prefer colors or watching videos, and they learn through that in a better way. So the activities suggested for them is are the first one is a video, showing them some sort of videos. It can vary from subject to subject. YouTube is the best channel to show them some sort of videos. They learn better after seeing videos. Then the second one is showing them pictures. Pictures means some sort of flashcards, or you can even show them some sort of PowerPoint presentation, and they can learn after looking at the pictures, and they are able to form a clear shape in their mind. And the same thing works for PowerPoint as well. Then the third point is a card sorting game. Ask them to sort out the cards. Cards can be related to anything. It can be odd one out. In earlier classes, it can be something related to the cards of fruits, vegetables, or animals, etc. And when you are coming to middle school, it can be something related to the character setting description, some adjectives, verbs, nouns, or it depends upon your subject. Card sorting game can be played, I guess, in all the subjects. And the fourth one is visual games, hangman, word search, or crosswords. And the fifth one is jigsaw puzzle. Ask them to arrange the puzzles and all. The sixth one, poster or leaflet. I like this activity a lot because I'm an English teacher. Persuasive writing is learned better if you start designing a poster or a leaflet. It actually gives them good vocabulary words and helps them to organize their information and to be precise as well. And it's colorful. Yes, and so I like it, poster and leaflet. The seventh one is mind map. Drawing a mind map, actually sketching it out on paper in front of you, it helps to learn. For example, if we talk about a Shakespeare drama, it has lot many acts and lot many scenes in it, and you want to learn or think about the scene acted in each scene, or in each part. The better way is to draw the flowchart or some sort of mind map in that. And it can be used for story writing and for any sort of narrative writing. Yes. And the eighth one is book work. Definitely you have book with lots of exercises, and there are a lot many book works as well, or the workbooks with that. So ask the visual learners to use or do solve the book, do the book work. And ninth one is storyboard. A storyboard also helps in mm, arranging the information, and then being creative. Students, they think of different sort of ideas, and they come up with unique stories. So storyboards as well, it helps the visual learners to learn well and to do better. I feel like that children, they love making their own stories, especially at young age. They are attracted or inspired by different things, and they love talking about them. And when you give them a situation and you ask them, okay, you can talk about any sort of world which you want to mention, whether it's about the pyramids of Egypt, or about the dinosaurs, or you're talking about Martians or some sort of aliens, and you're free to use them in your story writing. So they turn a storyboard into something very creative. So I guess storyboard is something which a visual learner should be given and should be asked to think about it, and then to draw a mind map, and finally to get started with the written work. So ninth one is storyboard. Okay, so talking about the second part of activities for visual learners, we are having diagrams. Such people or children, they learn better with diagrams, whether it's something related with geography or science. Prefer making diagrams, showing them diagrams. The 11th one is graphic organizers. You can use different graphic organizers. For example, there are pie charts available, there are tables, etc., and there are a lot many forms of graphics. Children can learn very well through them. Watch demo or the demonstration. No doubt YouTube is the best channel where live demonstrations as well as recorded demonstrations are present related to each and every video. So visual learners, they learn better after watching a demo. Use interactive whiteboards. Something can be written or drawn on the whiteboards, and ask the visual learners to share their answers, or they can write one word answers on their whiteboards, and they can use interactive whiteboards as well. The 14th activity is post-it notes, very common and colorful post-it notes. Because they are colorful, visual learners, they get attracted towards it, and post-it notes can be used as well in different sort of activities. Post-it notes are also called as sticky notes. The 15th point is highlighting or color coding. Because a visual learner, they are attracted towards colors, so even in their textbook or somewhere else, if they want to learn or record an important information, so they can highlight it or ask them some sort of activity, whether it is identifying a noun, verbs, or adjectives. Give them a color code, ask them to color them in different colors. And the 16th one is again related to graphic organizers only. Show them the grids, tables, and charts depending upon your subjects. Then 17th one, as I have already mentioned, YouTube clips. Demos are available on different websites as well, but a YouTube clip is one of my favorite and the best one, which I would suggest. And the next one are a newspaper report. No doubt newspapers, they help in developing the vocabulary of children, and students, they learn a lot how to write a report and how to present their information, and thus newspaper report can also help them in learning. 19 comic strip, uh, a favorite of all time. All the kids, they love reading comics, so comic strips can be given to them, especially in language subjects, either to create a story or to describe a comic strip, or to continue it and to give it a proper ending, or what do they think will happen next. So comic strips are also best in teaching visual learners. Okay, now talking about activities for auditory learners, we are having taboo game. Everyone is aware of the taboo game, a guess game, in which you are supposed to give the hints, and a person is supposed to come to a conclusion or is supposed to find the correct answer. Then there are group discussions. We have already read about auditory learners. In my previous video, I have told you that they learn best when they listen to something. So involve them in group discussion where they can share the points and they can present their own opinions. And quiz questions are good for them. You can ask students to make groups, and in groups they can write down quiz questions and they can ask from the other group. Then interview can be conducted as well, whether it's related to a part of your story. One of a student can become the main character, and the other student can interview it or interview him. And they also learn question making technique through interviews, and it is also very helpful for auditory learners. And listening to songs, rhymes, melodies, and poems, or chant something, ask them to repeat one thing again and again. And then we are having oral answers, verbally questioning and answering. 8 use audio tapes. They can understand if you just play an audio tape around them. They mostly prefer to understand and pick up the things, or to follow the instructions clearly. And then we are having, if you're planning some sort of group work, so you can ask them to study in groups as well. And they ask them to recite information aloud when studying. uh, if they are at home and the parents, they are watching this video, and you think this thing that your child is an auditory learner, and you wish to help him or her in studying, so you can ask the student to recite the information aloud while studying. And then we are having dictaphones, then again YouTube clips. If you don't want to show them the video, or you are perhaps working on developing their listening skills, so you can black out the screen, reduce the light of your screen, or just keep it far from your kids, and just ask them to listen to the clips, that you're not going to watch it, or you're not going to read what is written on that. You're only supposed to listen to it carefully and pick the information from that. And then we are having mnemonics, and the 14th one is speeches and debates, because auditory learners, they love listening, and they can be an active participant or a candidate in speech and debates competition as well. And one of my favorite thing is radio broadcast. I love being RJ, and I guess students, they love it too when you ask them to play the role of an RJ or a DJ, so they can broadcast an important information, whether it's your class presentation or in an assembly presentation, or you just ask them to become an RJ for one of your lesson as a chief guest, and they are going to mention or highlight the main points of the lesson or of the story or something related to your subjects. They would love to do this thing. Okay, now coming on activities for kinesthetic learners. Kinesthetic learners, because they love doing practical, and they love hands-on experience things. They do prefer keeping themselves busy and using their body parts, actually hands and all, and they keep moving. So for them, the best activities is to involve them in experiments and ask them to do practicals. They can be even included in model making. Usually we prefer that with our early year students, to make models with the clay or blocks, etc. And then we are having origami, Japanese art. Everyone is aware about origami arts, and the children, those who are interested in learning about origami, or interested or having intention, or they pay more attention towards art and craft, and they're interested in that, so they can use origami as well. Cut and stick, no doubt in your earlier classes we have to use such things or such activities to develop the basic skills of cutting and sticking, pasting something. And then we have create a display. Ask them to create a display. It could be a storyboard, or it could be a sort of science exhibition, it could be something related to your art craft, it could be something related to any of the subject. And move to opinion stations. Ask students about their opinions, make different stations in the different corners of your classroom or in the school, and ask them to move from one place to another and share your opinions over there instead of sitting at one place. Then we are having washing lines or words on skill. And ninth one, we are having IWB, interactive whiteboard. 10th, we have games. There are a lot many different sort of games. I have mentioned in my other videos lot many games and activities which can be done in the class. Then we are having talking or walking study. Ask the students while they are studying to walk around, because they find it difficult to sit at one place, and they keep on fidgeting, and they cannot concentrate a lot at one topic or specific topic. So ask them to walk in a garden or somewhere else along with their friends, and at that time to talk and walk and study along with that. Then we are having reenactments. Ask them to play a role play or whatever they have watched, to reenact it, to recreate it once again and perform it in front of the public or other friends. Then the next point is trace words with fingers. We use it in the earlier classes in our early years, in which if you're helping a child or a student to learn a digit or a number or some sort of initials, then ask them to trace it with the fingers. Then we are having doodling. Kinesthetic learners, they usually prefer doodling when they are free, and ask them to doodle whatever is there in their mind. Might be they are interested in artwork or sketching a drawing or painting, etc. Okay, then we are having trips and visits. No doubt, if you were interested in learning about a place or about something, we prefer, or the school, they take you to trips and different visits, whether it's a museum or you go for your virtual visits and all. So trips and visits are also one sort of an activity for kinesthetic learners. And painting, dress up again for the role plays. Then sewing is also included. I have mentioned that actually. You can see different letters in this, and even you can make different parts of your body by stuffing the clothes and sewing it. So actually sewing is a good sort of activity. Then art and craft, and we are having gardening if you're interested in botany and you're interested in learning about different plants. And trace letters in sand or snow, this is again for the earlier education students. Ask them to trace the letters. They love playing with sand or snow, so they learn better while they are doing such activities in sand or snows. Okay, now coming about a read or write learner. These sort of learners, because they are following the traditional style of learning, and they prefer by reading one thing again and again and by writing it again and again. So the activities for them is provide them with the reading material, handouts or notes, etc. And you can even ask them to make a handout, or ask them to prepare notes on any given topic. Give them some sort of assignments. And then the second one is write notes. Ask them to write notes. And the third one is rewrite. If they find difficulty or in something else, ask them to write it again and again, especially in case of dictation words, spelling mistakes or some other sort of rules, whether it's rules related to mathematics, formulas and all, or some sort of theorems of physics, or some chemical formulas of chemistry, or some grammar rules. And ask them to write it again and again. And then translate. Sometimes if they are from other, if they are unable to understand English, their native language is not English, then help them by translating as well. That translate the sentence and then try to understand and comprehend its meaning. And so translation is also one of the best thing for them. It helps them in their learning. And they prefer using their own words. So ask them if you find something difficult, so have a generalized idea about that, or use your own words to explain that paragraph or the line, so that you can understand in a better way. Thank you so much for watching.